maximum number of people here. So I'll be giving the program structure again. So I'll be explaining, hey, Praful is from Mumbai, and yes, Sailesh is from Jamshedpur, and Praful is a trader. Great guys. So yes, so before we start, I would like to introduce our guest today. Today we have Mr. Ajay Jose with us, and he has been an insurance advisor since 2001, and he made it twice to the $1 Million Roundtable or MDRT, and he's also a mutual fund distributor till from 2003 and has built an AUM over 100 crore, helping his clients manage over their wealth. Yes, you're going to learn from someone who have practically built it, and we have our host with us, our sir like Chandan Sawant from Wealthy. He is a senior vice president from Wealthy. Hello, sir. Very good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So I'm giving the floor to you. Audience are super excited and eager for this program, and let me pin both the screen of speakers here. Yeah, amazing.
Good. Welcome, guys. Welcome, all of you. Good to see so many of you on this Saturday morning. Almost about close to about 190 of you. Still more joining in, I guess. Okay, guys. Very nice to see all of you here. Okay, so let me give you a brief of what's this 100 crore all about. 100 crore is basically, if you look at the mutual fund industry in itself, the people who manage assets, and those are, I know many of our partners are new to financial services, so that's why I'm making it very brief and easy for all of you to understand. So whatever money that you manage of all your clients, जो भी आप पैसा manage करते हो अपने client का, उसका जो आपका total client का अगर total पैसा जो mutual fund में invested है, if that is 100 crores, if you are managing 100 crores of money, that is 100 crore club. That is what we call you. And very few people, अगर आप देखोगे तो just about only 10% of the mutual fund distribution segment only get into this particular club. So it's an elite club, and I'm very happy to see our good friend and partner Ajay Jose being part of this particular club of crossing that 100 crore total money that he manages of his clients. So that's a very prestigious club. Very few people get into this, of course, and a lot more people aspire, and things have been changing. Industry is becoming very dynamic. All of you, agar aapko pata hai nahi hai, to today mutual fund industry is grown to 40,000 crores. So which is where everyday basis the potential is growing. Lot of investors are coming in forward. They need assistance. They need somebody to support them, and that's when partners like you make it happen for all of them. So back to it. So let me and Vignesh has already done the introduction to Ajay ji, but I have shared something else also, because he's not just a single player. In fact, he's been motivating quite a number of partners. He's based out of Chennai, and he motivates people. There's an entire fraternity of mutual fund industry. So where he goes out, almost, I think he spends, if I'm not wrong, Ajay, correct me, he almost spends 10-12 days in a month reaching out to every location, making sure those partners are motivated to do business out there. And he's been an instrument in making many more people, bringing many more people to this industry. So that's something which I know of, and I would love to know more from you, Ajay ji. So friends, how the format will be like, आपका जो भी doubts है, आप जो भी अजय जी से पूछना चाहते हैं, you can keep posting in on the Q&A box. There is a Q&A box which is enabled, so keep posting it on the Q&A box, and we'll take up the question and answers after Ajay ji has finished his base of intro. So there are already some questions which have already been pouring in. We'll take it up one by one. So Ajay ji, the floor is open to you. I would love to hear from you on your experience of client management and how you've been doing your business across.
Good morning, Sawan. Good morning, everybody. It's definitely an honor speaking to, I think, 111 participants. And yes, so of course, so as I can see from the chat, I think many of the people have recently started the mutual fund journey. And though I'm speaking in front of you, I can definitely say this. I'm not proud of reaching 100 crores, because in 20 years, anybody who has been into business and working for 5, 6, 7 hours a day should have crossed 100 crores long back. I think actually I'm very slow to it, and yes, of course there were distractions. So we had got, so the basic reason why it took so long is we had gotten into other businesses. So yeah, let me, I think, start by introducing myself. So I started as an insurance advisor in the end of 2001. 2000, that is life insurance advisor with Kotak Life, when that is when they opened their branch here in Chennai. And in 2002 February, I became a general insurance agent with Bajaj Allianz. And end of 2002, I took a mutual fund license. And so I was in fact successful in all the three. So I was MDRT. In fact, in the first year in life insurance, I did some 100 policies. And in 2005-06 financial year in Bajaj, I did almost 700 policies, general insurance policies actually in a year. So that was a time when I was just running around and taking whatever comes in, 500 rupees, personal accident, or 300 rupees or anything. If I sit with somebody, I'll take a check and go. I mean, that used to be my typical, attitude at that time. It is not so now. And in 2006, we diversified into some other business. One of my client, actually, a Chinese couple, the husband passed away. So they were selling their noodles company, noodle manufacturing unit. So we bought that along with my co-brother, and of course, a lot of efforts went into that. Of course, it was a very fine running business. In 2011, Kotak Life Insurance branch manager who was handling us, he wanted to join us. So we started 2 restaurants also, and we started an Idea mobile store. And in 2014, I realized there is nothing better than the financial services. So why am I wasting my time running restaurants, sitting on Sundays and sitting up till night, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So 2014 May, we closed all other businesses. And from there, I started. So at that time, I think my AUM would have been around 14, 15 crores. Investments took a backseat because of other businesses. And thereafter, I have ensured that I grow at 30% per annum. That's basically the top line growth I look at. And that is what every one of you will 100% do. So we are, in an industry where if you are, if you have some, I see, of course, a lot of you are new. But just for an example, if you have, say, X amount of an AUM current, say, for example, if you have a 5 crore AUM, and if you can grow your business 30% per annum, or AUM 30% per annum, in 15 years, you will cross 200 crores. And growing at 30% per annum might be difficult for most of the businesses. But in our business, if you have 1% of your AUM as SIP, which is, if you have 5 crores AUM, and if you have 5 lakh rupees SIP book, that will add 12% new AUM in the financial year. The growth in the equity markets or debt, whatever you are doing, of course, that can add a 10% kind of a growth. And additional 10% net you have to, after managing the redemptions, you have to grow to achieve a 30% growth, which is very simple. And from 2006 to 14, I missed out on a good growth because of, being involved in something else. So definitely the opportunity in this line, of course, all of you know, and definitely Wendy is here to support. The opportunity is immense, and the growth is all limited by your own, efforts and imagination. Yes, Sawan.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that brief intro out there. I think I know for sure that a lot more to share from your side, but let me quickly, there are some questions which are already in my mind as well as a lot of partners' minds out there as well. We keep taking that. Before I move on, I have some, before we move to the Q&A part of it, I have something to, small announcement to make. So meanwhile, guys, I would love, if you can keep posting your questions coming in. I saw some questions already, but keep pouring in more and more questions. We have all the time for you. Will take up as much questions as we can. So Sudhir, if you are there, just a minute. Yeah, you guys, those who are raising hand, you'll have to excuse us. We'll not be able to unmute you today. You'll have to post that question on the chat box only. Post your questions on the chat box only. Okay. So I have something for some small announcement to make. I'm not able to see if I can unmute Sudhir out there. Sudhir, yeah. So this is, we have one aspiring 100 crore club, guys. So this is for you, Sudhir. This is 5 crore club. He's just joined in the 5 crore club. In fact, normally every time we do this, in fact, this month we don't have anyone who's just crossing that 10 crore threshold. Otherwise, we do 5, 10, and a 50 crore club. So we don't have others to be part of it. But yes, next month I think we have somebody joining in the 50 crore club by next month. But Sudhir, this is for you, and there's also a gift hamper, surprise gift hamper for you. So Sudhir, if you're there, you can unmute yourself and maybe you can share in your feelings. This is going to reach you out shortly.
Thank you so much, Savanji. And I would like to thank everyone in the team Wealthy. Starts from Lakshmi, Saurabh, Savanji, Aditya. All of you have been very kind and very helpful, especially in terms of talking to the clients, getting the portfolio review done. So I would like to share the success mantra which I have just followed so far in this last 1 month. What in fact a lot of RMs are not doing, I'm sure. What we can do is we can reach out to all the customers who have a mutual fund portfolio elsewhere and just let the portfolio sync with the CAMS website. Once it is done, our Wealthy team is so efficient that the product team in fact gets into the detail of it and gets each and every portfolio reviewed, and we make sure the clients whose funds are not performing well, we in fact go to them and tell them these funds are not performing well. Maybe you would want to look at it and switch it to some other fund. Then the client suddenly thinks, yaar, mera to 1 saal se portfolio chal raha hai kahin pe. Nobody has given me the suggestion. I might as well try and switch it. So once the client switches it, obviously the RM gets the credit. The Wealthy RM will get the credit of it, and the portfolio moves in his or her ARN code. So this is the simple mantra which I've been following in last 1 month, and so far, touchwood, I've been successful. Let's hope for the continuous support from Team Wealthy in the coming days as well.
Thank you very much, Sudhir, for that, and many congratulations on getting into the 5 crore club. And good, thank you, Savanji. To love to see you shortly in the 100 crore club as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sure, let me just. Okay, so back to our set of questions. Quite a lot of questions pouring in out there for Ajay ji. But I have got certain standard questions which we normally ask in this 100 crore club. So guys, आपके लिए बहुत सारे लोग पूछ रहे कि 100 crore होता क्या है, तो फिर से मैं बता देता हूँ. 100 crore club ये होता है बिकॉज कुछ लोगों ने ये भी बोला हिंदी में बोलिए करके, तो मैं हिंदी में रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. तो 100 crore club ये होता है कि म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री में अगर आपका टोटल क्लाइंट्स का आप जो भी पैसा मैनेज करते हो, अगर वो आप 100 करोड़ मैनेज करते रहो, अपने पूरा कस्टमर्स का 100 करोड़ जब हो जाता है तो उसको 100 करोड़ बोलते हैं. अभी आज जो सुधीर जी है, इन्होंने एक्चुअली वो 5 नहीं 6 करोड़ पहुंचा चुके हैं. स्ट्रेट अवे एक लीप था, तो बट ये और भी जाएगा ऊपर. तो दैट्स वेयर इट इज. सो अगर तो ऐसे यू कीप मूविंग ऑन फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. जितना क्लाइंट का आप पैसा ज्यादा मैनेज करते हो उसको हम लोग एक क्लब में एसोसिएट करते हैं. तो यही है, राइट. तो एंड ये हमारा तीसरा वाला सेशन है. क्यों तीसरा वाला सेशन? इसके पहले हमने 2 और सेशन भी किए थे. द फर्स्ट वन दैट वी हैड was of Mr. Nagendra. He had crossed 100 crore. He was managing about 107 crores those days. Now he's almost managing 137 crores. और दूसरा वाला सेशन हमने किया था, and this is okay, sorry, and तीसरा वाला, this is the third session that we are doing with Ajay Jose. Okay, so back to the question part of it. So now let me come back to the first question on my mind, right? Ajay ji, how was your first investment, your personal investment? How was it? What did you do as a first investment of your own personal life?
Yeah. So, okay. So right from the beginning, I mean, I started working in around 1995. So, okay, before that, while I was studying, so I came to Chennai for study. So in fact, my background is like I was educated in most of the northern parts of India. So I can speak in Hindi also. I was born in Gwalior, then I was in Agra, Kanpur, Jammu, Kashmir. And after my 12th, I came here. So my father used to send me 1,000 rupees a month for spending at that time. I used to spend 600, 400 rupees I used to keep aside. And 3, 4, 5 months I used to collect that, and I started applying for IPOs. So nearby my house there was one small kind of a garage. One guy had converted into all these farms and all used to be there. So whenever some IPO used to come, I used to apply 1,500, 2,000 rupees. I mean, small amounts those times and all that. And so that is where it started. Of course, should not have, but yes. So I was cutting out my food and I was investing actually. I was not eating properly. And when I started working in 95, my salary was 5,000. So from the first month, in fact, I always had that fear because I started working in sales and typical door-to-door sales kind of an activity. So that risk is always there, whether you'll be in the job or not, after some time. So every month I used to save 2,500 out of my 5,000. So every 2 months I used to put an FD for 5,000 rupees. In T Nagar, Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank, I used to go every alternate month. I'll put a 5,000 rupees FD, so that after 2 years of working, in case there is a break in the job, I had my 5,000 rupees my actual monthly expense coming out from an FD every month. So that way, yes, I was you can say a little conjuice or miser, or definitely very aggressive into savings right from beginning. And yes, so in those times, of course, I had bought companies like Bank of Punjab, HDFC Bank. In fact, in the IPO, I had got an allotment of 1,000 rupees. And of course, the only thing was Bank of Punjab. Most of the companies those times used to give a dividend of almost 14%. So for 1,000 rupees, I used to get 140 rupees dividend. But even then, I don't know why I sold it off. So that is okay. And that was the understanding then. So 2, 3 years I held and then I sold it off. That was, but the real, aggressive investment into equities and mutual funds started from roughly 98, 99 onwards. And of course, in whatever small income we used to get, whatever we could save. But I had typically always tried to do a 40% or 50% of my monthly income I have tried to save.
Wow.
I continue it till to date.
Amazing. Should I call it as a fasting saving? You managed to...
No, now I eat a lot. So as you can see, I put on a lot of weight now. So that time I was 44 kgs when I was not eating. So now I eat a lot. And of course, mutual fund companies and all keep, having a lot of these meetings. Weekly, there'll be 2, 3 meetings and also, yes. But typically, we are always on the saving mode, you can say. So we don't have a very flashy lifestyle. Yeah, so that is no Apple products ever. So
nice, interesting. Okay, so that was on your side now, but how was your first sale to a client? I mean, first client. What is that product that you sold to the first client of yours?
So yeah, so as an investment, of course, I started as an insurance agent.
Okay.
So initially started selling insurance policies. Then of course the general insurance, and within a year I started the mutual fund investments and all. So the first client of mine is an actual success story for me. My boss in the sense, of course, I was working in a telecom company before I got into the investment side. So a boss so I was an assistant manager, and I'm talking about the 2-3 general managers from other departments of the same company who became my first set of clients. So this client, if you actually look at, so his salary that time when I started in 2001 and 2002, my salary was around 10 to 12,000 rupees, and his income used to be around 25,000 or so, the general manager level. And he retired in 2008 at a salary of around maybe a lakh, 2008 or 2009 or so. And then he continued post-retirement in another shipping company, as a consultant, and he was getting the same 1 lakh for a few years. So his portfolio with me today actually is 10 crores.
Wow.
So for that kind of income, so other general managers or anybody else who was not my client, so I would not say that the entire credit goes to me. Of course, he had also been a avid investor, and whatever small plots of land and all he had here and there, and all that was sold and converted into mutual funds. So yeah, so that was it's an inspiration for me also. For a maximum salary of a lakh, and he has a 10 crore. Of course, he gave away 1 crore each to his children for buying a house around 3 months back. So son in US and daughter in UK. But so now he has got 8 crores with me. And that is definitely a milestone and achievement. And in fact, he allows me to use his name openly also to any of his clients. So that is, yeah, in fact, he is my first client, I can say definitely.
That's a beauty. I mean, the growth from 1 lakh to 10 crore is an amazing, and plus 2 crore of legacy of a house that went on to the family members. Wow, that's amazing. I think that's a true value add that we do to the clients, I guess. I mean, that's something which we keep doing for our clients as partners, and that's where partners get appreciated for, because when we think long term, we help them in long term. There are clients for lifetime. That typically your client, first client is stood on till date, is an amazing story out there. So I've got something else for you. So basically, you had 2 phases of being in this industry, right? You were there first, and then you went on to the different businesses. And 2014 is what you told me that you came back. So which phase do you find it more exciting? Those days when the first phase where you found a lot of more challenges, or the new phase when you found that this was a better industry to be part of? Which one do you feel is the better phase?
Both the phases were absolutely amazing. So initially my journey was something like which I would not have imagined. I could have grown, from somebody getting 10-12,000 rupees, and struggling. I mean, going around selling some products, telecom products too, because when I started, I mean, so it was by chance, you may say, because I happened to come across a manager from Kotak Life Insurance who told me, he said some opportunity is there. I said, okay. He said, it's a part-time opportunity. I said, no, part-time, I'm not looking at. But then he showed me some endowment products, and he said, okay, if you sell 10,000 rupees premium, you'll make 4,000 bucks. I said, yeah, that looks, I mean, amazing. So just 2 or 3 policies, and I end up making what I'm making for the whole month, going, like, my office was like 15 kilometers away, traveling and all those things. I said, okay, why not try it on the sides? And that was the initial stage. But the first month itself, I did a premium of around some 75-80,000 at those times. And typically those are all 40% kind of commission products. So I immediately made, 3 months income in the first month itself. So I told my mom and my wife, I said, I mean, why should I, next 3 months income I've got upfront. So why can't we just quit and, plunge in this? And in fact, there were apprehensions because in my house, nobody has ever been an entrepreneur. Actually, all have been only, salaried people actually, right? From all my, I mean, parents' side, and uncles and everybody. So it was a little bit of a risk. And in fact, once I started, I had that, okay, my 10, 12,000 of family expense that I should be able to cover. But that pain was only for the first 2 months. Third month, so in fact, I used to, first 2 months when I started, after this first month when I got this, I used to, calculate every day what I've done, whatever, and I used to wait, okay, when I'm crossing that 12,000 rupees of my monthly expense, which I need. From third month onwards, I used to cross this 12,000 on the second day itself. So after that, I mean, life became very easy. So yes, it was a great journey, I would say. I mean, definitely the kind of experience. So, you work for the whole month and you get, and here in the second day, I used to reach that level. And then I had 28 more days to, grow more wealth. So it was a great opportunity. But of course, as I said, the diversion, start making money early, then you start getting little, what do you say, complacent or greedy, and then you want to get into more things. So that is where we unnecessarily, got into a lot of, so there was nobody to mentor or guide us. So, typically we start all kind of things. And then it, once you get into something, it is difficult to get out. Once you start a business, you don't want to accept defeat or say it is not well, not doing well and all that. So we continued it for a long time. And after 2014, the journey has been actually even more amazing. So, I learned a lot. I mean, that was a time when I learned exactly how to do business. Before that, I was more, the mentality was, only that, okay, how much money you take home. But after 2014, 15, I joined a lot of entrepreneur groups and all, and I learned how the business is done. And so today, if you look at, I have a full-fledged office with, I mean, say 7 or 8 people with me. And the journey is totally different now. I have a lot of free time there. That then I used to have money, but I used to be running entire day. So I used to be going around, collecting premiums across the city. Last 4.5 years, I have never stepped out of my office to meet a client. So the clients come to my office. I don't go to them at all. I mean, however big the client be, except these old clients, which I'm talking about, who has reached 8 crores. I mean, my boss or something, meeting them. But again, it is not like I'm going to meet them for business or something. It's just a casual visit. But for any business and all, people come to my office.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think key takeaway is that, I mean, as we have this rockets getting into the outer orbit, the first initial thrust actually can come in from an upfronted income, and then you build your business parallelly with the trail income and make it go into the next orbit. Right, I think something which is a key takeaway. Great. Okay, so I'm clubbing 2 questions out here, one from Rajesh and one from Siddharth. So the first question here, Rajesh was saying that he was in the financial service industry for 15 years. And then he was in a team manager role, and then he was saying that, how can I restart my business and reach out to more customers out there. And similarly, Siddharth had another question, which was like, is there anything different that you do to acquire clients? So I'm just clubbing these 2 together. If you can probably, answer these 2.
Yeah. So Rajesh and yeah. See, you don't have to do anything different. I mean, our business is very straightforward. So we look forward to, the customer or the client. We call our customers as clients actually. So they are actually, see, as an individual, you can manage a certain set of clients. And there is ample space. If you actually look at, all those datas and all, definitely Savant can provide you of how many clients available and what is the shortfall? I mean, how many few distributors are there in the market? So my company today manages around 1,000 families, the wealth of 1,000 families. Of course, there'll be a long tail where it will be a very small kind of investment and all that. But typically for anybody here, getting to say 150, 200 families in say a 3 years time is very, very simple. So as the gentleman who said, who was already in financial services, yes, he has taken a break, which I feel might be a wrong move to have done, but then he can actually quickly scale up and build it back again, reach out to all those old people. See, our job is only to reach out to people. Just keep meeting people. That's all you need to do. It's as simple as that. Even the staff I have, sales people and all, one or two, I just do. I don't tell them to go and start making fresh calls and all that. That will not work. I say you go to your friends, whoever your schoolmates, classmates, anybody who's there in the, just go and spend time with them. Go to them in the evening, sit with them, have coffee, tea, or whatever, chat with them. Slowly take the direction towards investments and savings. And and that's all you have to do. So you be a part of any kind of a network like Rotary or Lions or your own alumni, school, college, your spouse's family, your family, extended family, your friends. It's all you need to do is reach out to them, say, okay, I'm doing this, and they might become your client at some point of time. So at least from my point, okay, I can definitely vouch for that. In my 20 years, I've never asked anybody for check. Even for life insurance, I have never ever called anybody asking for check. I do my presentation, explanation and everything, and then wait for them to call me. So even my office, I tell them, we are not going to go. We do IAP. Okay, this we are very particular. Every month we do one investor awareness program, which I think Wealthy will be able to easily. So we do it on our own, but ideally for people who are starting out, you can do it as a group. 4 or 5 people come together, each brings 20 people, 25 people, 15 people or so. Wealthy can arrange it. And that is one, ace up our sleeves, which is given to us from SEBI. We don't have to spend on it. And we do this every month, one physical. And then few Zoom sessions also we try to do. So, and after that also, my team never calls anybody. We have feedback form which we send. So we ask them, do you want to attend some more programs like this? What line of programs you'll be interested in? And if you need, you contact us. That's it. And we are very patient. Whoever wants comes back to us. Okay, so maybe I can say that because I've been in this industry for a long time. Maybe some of you who are young and who want to go and get the business faster might not have that patience, but I would suggest and request you should have the patience. So for immediate kind of income or gratitude, if you need, then you'll have to start looking at selling some of the insurance products, health policies and all, so that you can start gaining a little better kind of revenue from day one. Mutual fund is a long-term game. So you'll have to build your AUM slowly, and then after that you are going to really enjoy. Yes, sir.
Thanks for that. So in fact, I've got some small questions which is coming up, but I'll still take up every question out there. Kuldeep Maji was asking that I'm not from financial service background. Can I still succeed in this sector?
Okay, so Kuldeep, I really do not know your traits and attitudes and your circle. But one thing I have learned in business, which definitely I think, which is basically something which most of people do not know. If you do not have an expertise in some field, it is very rare that you will succeed. Anything, because we started restaurant. So we are going and eating in the restaurant every day. We think that makes us an expert, or, we can start something. No, it doesn't. So if even my children actually my daughter wanted to start a gym, for example. So I just told her, if you want to start, I can fund it, but not she and her friend. because they have been going to gym for some time. I said, that is not a qualification. You work in some gym for 5 years, then you leave that and work in another gym for another 5 years. After that, I'll fund. So you have to learn. You can't learn with your money. You can't just start some business and thinking, okay, this Google and internet wisdom will not help in doing something new. So there are, of course, a lot of people who do all these startups and all that, but very few will succeed. But of course, in our field, it is slightly different because we are not putting in capital. And only thing that matters is how many people you are able to reach out to. And as I said, if you want to make it big in mutual fund, you should have the staying power. You should. So even when I started, I didn't have that staying power. In fact, I was worried about my first month's income, which is not correct. I mean, today when I look at it, it was very wrong. So when you start something like this, you should have 6 months, 12 months of expenses already as a backing, or your spouse is working. I mean, that would give you a lot more confidence, and you will not nag the clients or trouble them into giving the checks immediately. Right. So yes, but all the best, Kuldeep. I hope it will work out well for you.
Definitely. I think there was one more question on this similar note. I hope it's got answered as well. Moving on to another question from Kota Jaishankar Saira. How to convince the young generation clients who prefer to go to different portfolios and try to do it themselves? Right? How do we convince them to come to us? Is what Saira wants to know.
Yeah. So okay. So there are, various ways of doing it. If you were to ask me, I would not go to them at all. But yes, as I said, it's all personal. See where the money is. So basically, yes, people who are starting out, few of them might have good income, but many of them would be in the establishment stage. So might not be that good. Okay, for starting for SIPs and all, yes. How to get into them? Basically, I think you're talking about, instead of using some platforms like direct and all, how do you get? Is that the kind of question? Or
yeah, I think that's what he needs to ask.
So see, it is. See, everybody will not be our client and need not be. I mean, I don't think, as I told you, you can manage 100, 200 families. You will make enough wealth for yourself. So then thereafter you can scale up slowly. You don't have to have everybody as a client, and you have to just keep hitting on them. If you want them to be a client, also just create some WhatsApp groups or something. Keep sending these tidbits and whatever value you can add for them. And at some point of time, see, many of these online platforms and all, of course, are quite easy to navigate. But at some point of time, some people might have some difficulties. And so typically how we talk to people and all that, what we do is, okay, not only we guide you. So typical example, as I told you, so if a client who comes to us, or if a client goes on his own, the kind of wealth he will create, we talk in terms of the actual amount that he creates. So when he's 30, so when somebody comes to our office, we tell him, okay, first we are looking at how soon we can make you a crorepati. Okay, and we say our office average 8.3 years, 8 years, 3 months is normally the time that a client be on board with maybe 0 or 2, 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs, and he becomes a crorepati roughly in 8.3 years. That's our average. Okay, if you go on your own, or I talk to people, so when I talk to people, like I have some clients, young clients in Amazon, or I mean, I'm talking about the younger generation. So 2-3 people who are my clients have much more wealth than their counterparts at the same salary, or even slightly more, who are doing on their own. So just by the portfolio itself. So in fact, just last week, one guy from PayPal in Bangalore called us. So he and he was like 7 years, and his friend came in and he said, no, I'm going direct through some app, the ET Money or something, Grow something. And he said, I am doing well. I said, what is your portfolio size? He said, 9 lakh rupees. His friend's portfolio was 31 lakh rupees. Okay, so I asked him, I said, can I tell you your portfolio? He said, yeah, Jose, I already told him. I said, now you tell me, you want to save that 0.5%, 1%, or you want money? So
Exactly.
if you are with us, the kind of wealth you will make will be totally different, because we'll guide you. I will. So my clients will consult me even for car, because scheme car, company scheme is there, which car to buy. So most of the people straight away, 20 lakh car, 25 lakh car.
That may get wiped off.
Sorry, there's a feedback. Yeah. So we add value to all those things. So even people, when they're changing jobs, they ask me, so I'm getting this much here, I'm getting an offer in Gurgaon, this much, but then my family will be here. So we do the calculation for him and say, okay, you're going to have a house, this. So you're going to spend another 60,000-70,000 there. He'll buy a car also there. So then whether it is, the difference is matching, then finally he decided, okay, I'll not take that offer. So financial advice goes, much beyond. It's not only, so for anything related to money, the people consult us. And that keeps us going. I mean, so the direct or any other platforms and all will not be an issue at all. And if somebody who has not tasted your services and he wants to go, I mean, let him go. I mean, nothing of that sort. Just keep him on some groups and all. He will come back to you someday.
No, in fact, we've also had the same experience. In fact, last year was an amazing year where we saw quite a number of people who came back to partners and said that, I'm not able to manage my money myself. I've lost it. I've burned myself. To assist me in this, that unassisted journey does not work for me, and naturally you come and help me out in sorting it out together. So I think that's very validly said. Good, thank you.
Absolutely.
In fact, I'll answer this question from Kumar Dinakar. Dinakar, I think you are referring to how do I get data from CAMS? I think you're referring to the answer which Sudhir was mentioning. So we are not getting data from CAMS. Basically, there's something called the tracker feature. In this tracker feature, where you can, view, the customer can view all his investments wherever all the mutual funds investment that is done outside. That can be synced and he can track and view all of that. So that's what he was referring to. So that's where it was. I just thought I'll answer that. And that's a very, very unique feature. You can use this and you can get the portfolio reviewed. And similarly, this also happened that, all these direct investments, what they were done, they wanted portfolio reviews to be done. And those kind of things have always happened. And it becomes a very useful tool. One of the greatest tools that you can use to acquire clients and get their portfolio reviewed. Where I have got a lot of questions pouring in. So here, in fact, what's happened is it's all showing up Atnu here, but I think it's there's one question from Riaz Ahmed who says that, I would like to, and I want to start my MFD business, but how should I fix my AUM goals? Patience is a very difficult thing in the first few years, very legitimately asked, that because I understand, I might not have so much time on my side to begin with. So that's what Riaz wants to know. In the initial phases, how do I fix it faster? I think 1 minute, you're on mute. Can you just unmute yourself a little bit? Ajay,
yeah, you can hear now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So basic nature of our business, I mean, mutual fund business, when you talk about, so, long time back, the upfront commissions were removed and then the trails were introduced. So the basic nature is you get your money on the corpus, and it is impossible for somebody to start with a higher corpus unless you have some, some godfather or somebody who can, straight away give you money like that. I mean, I don't think it really happens. So the journey has to be slow. So as I told you earlier, if you want to start looking at cash flows in the initial stages, you will have to start doing insurance for them. So that is again a great opportunity. Health insurance is, we are also very aggressive into the health insurance part. Straight away, we tell everybody to go for a 1 crore cover with whatever like top up included, and term insurance and life insurance. In fact, today the acceptance for these are very high, especially after the COVID and all that. So it's not, so when you meet a client, you tell them all these things. It's not only, so mutual fund journey, yes, we're going to start. So unless he has already got a corpus, he's going to start with some SIPs. So the corpus building will take time. But for the immediate revenue for you will come from selling a good term insurance and a health insurance. I mean, that is the gamut I'm talking about. I'm not looking at any other products. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, there is no shortcut actually. Starting at a higher AUM.
Yeah.
So when you want to get to 100, you'll have to go through 1 crore, then 5 crore, then 10, then 50. I mean, that's how it goes.
Absolutely. Good. Okay. So in fact, there is one, I just will scroll through. I think it was Akash who was reaffirming and acknowledging your same part of this journey. He was also saying that, my father sends me 1,000 for my studies, and I also want to be a successful investor like you and create the same success story as yours. So Akash was also saying that he wants to follow your footsteps. So that's where it is. I have something from our winner today. Sudhir is asking, hi, Mr. Jose, congratulations on your success. After reaching 100 crore, is there a monthly AUM target you have set for yourself? So he's got 3 questions. I'm taking one by one. So that's the first one. Do you have a monthly target that you've set for yourself?
So, yes. So I'm a very strong follower of breaking every goal into smallest possible part. Very strong follower. So this is not only for my business, even in personal life, even in studies. I tell my children also, if you have your exam after 20 days, I want you to start studying from today, little for the next 19 days. And last day better be free. I don't want you to be sitting, doing all the things on the 20th day. And the same thing is applied across, even for, I'm an avid walker. So I do a 50 kilometers every week. Wow. And for doing that 50 kilometers a week, I start my week on Sunday. If I don't walk on Sunday, my target every day would keep increasing. I mean, for the next 6 days, it will be very high. I have to do 8 kilometers a day. If I don't miss out first 2 days, then I have to do 12 kilometers a day. So it will become impossible. So that is what I strongly believe in. I follow across everything. As I told you about the AUM growth, Sudhir, my target is to grow at a rate of 30% per annum. That is my target for the year. And so that will be broken down into monthly, that will be broken down into weekly. Okay, I don't do it daily on this part, but yes, on every week I see whether I'm progressing towards that or not. So of course, the one part which we don't have control of is the redemptions, which keep happening because I'm in this business for so long. The younger ones are not going to face that now. But since we have done goal planning for people for their child's education or for buying something, so those goals are coming to maturity now. So there will be some kind of redemptions which will keep happening. SIPs actually is one thing which, as I said, covers you at least 10% of your, out of this 30% growth, 10% should at least be covered by your future SIPs. So it's basically the business which you have already done before, which will help you. And average 10% you can expect the growth in the markets. So your AUM should grow another 10% from that itself. And additional 10% net minus the redemptions is what I have to work for. So that 10% is, say, for example, say 10 crores. So I need to do around 1 crore of business every month. And yes, we do hit we definitely maintain that strike rate. I mean, we try to always do more than that. I mean,
Sure. I think you've
I
already
hope that
answered.
answers you, Sudhir.
Yes, in fact, you've answered the second question as well. He was asking if you had reached a saturation point, and it's definitely a no, because you said, still
Absolutely not.
30% growth
Absolutely not. There is no saturation. In our business, I see the basic, not only now, but even for my clients, the same thing I was just telling you. I'll just give you an example. So normally a client takes, say, 8.5 years or 9 years to reach 1 crore asset. In the same period, that is the same 9 years, next 9 years, he reaches 5 crores. So the first crore is the toughest. The second crore, actually, if it takes 10 years to reach 1 crore, in next 4 years, the person, or 4.5 years, he'll reach 2 crores with the same investment. And next 3 years, he'll reach 3 crores. So every crore will come quicker. So as sir said, no, somebody reached 100 crores as the first person who spoke, and now he's at 130. After that, the growth becomes much, much easier. In fact, with much lesser efforts. And okay, I should not say we should put in less effort. We should work. I mean, but the life becomes easier and easier because you are known to more people and more references. So yes.
Excellent. I think thank you for that. I think the third question is already answered. How do you find new clients? You already mentioned about your IAP programs and then your client engagements that you already do. So I think will not cost of repetition. I'm saving that question out there. Okay, so there are, I don't know whom to pick, many out there, but there's something which is interesting. There is Himanshu who was just asking, I am a CA by profession and I've been an avid investor myself. He also manages his dad's business. He says that, can I enter into this and tell me how do I get successful in this kind of thing?
So if you have done your CA, you are already successful. I mean, it's a dream for many people.
Yeah.
Passing that exam. Yes. See, our professions, if you actually look at, a lot of people equate our profession to doctors, but CA, yes. I mean, these are typically a very similar profession. As a chartered accountant, also, you would look at clientele who can, pay you the fees for filing taxes and all that. So it is the same thing. So I have, like, as I told you, over the years, I have built, say, 1,000 client families as our client. For a chartered accountant also, your target would be to build up something like 500 to 1,000 clients to sustain in your business. Only thing is, of course, there's a professional qualification and perceived higher value in the market being a chartered accountant. But typically speaking, what I have seen, the financial planners are in fact, much better off than most of the other professionals like doctors or chartered accountants who have actually, studied so well and so hard and put in so many years of hard work in, clearing those exams. So since you're already a chartered accountant, you can definitely offer, the service to all your clients. It's a fair extension. And you also have the details of the clients portfolios or income and all that. So definitely it will be very easy for you to approach them and provide a better solution. So even here in my office, we make sure that we get all the details of all the clients. So as soon as the client comes in, we take all the details, all their proofs, their income details, their IT returns for last 2-3 years. That's basically the practice here. So only then we can, be close to them and give the correct solution. If I do not know, in fact, we also go deep down to understand their relatives, what their parents are doing, their siblings are doing. So in Excel sheet, we note down everything. So his brother is in US, he's working in this kind of a company. And of course, we don't ask the income, but we put an approximate income based on the profile, what he might be, or this. So both the spouse, husband and wife, what kind of properties they might acquire from their parents. So that itself, many people are, they say, no, why are you bringing that in? No, no, we need it. We need to know. I mean, no, my wife, I have not asked her till now. I said, no problem. You ask her now, or we will ask. So we will have the details of, what the parents are. Because finally it will come to, the people. We should have an, understanding on it. So many people actually say, we don't know whether it is for me or not. You are the only son. It is for you only. You can give the details.
Right. Very good. Okay. So, there was one more question which was from Rahul. Rahul was asking that now that I've started my journey as a financial services provider and I want to create a strong MF distribution business, but I'm still confused whether should I go into the fee-based model or the commission-based model, so which is the wealthy model, which is commission-based distribution model, or should I move to the fee-based model is what Rahul wants to know. So, I mean, if
okay.
you want to...
So Rahul, it's a basic, you are into the business to make money, and you are either going to get commission or you are going to charge fees from the client. I see my understanding. I tell the client, so I'm not an RIA, but a lot of people come to my office. They say, no, we want you charge only the fees. So I tell them the same thing. I don't say I'm not an RIA. I say, okay, I have RIA. Like I mean, through somebody I can do. I have friends who are RIAs. But the fees that I'm going to charge you will not be less than what I'm going to get through mutual funds. I'm not doing, it's not something like an undercutting kind of a business. So if mutual fund gives me so much, I'm going to charge 75% of that. So you come here. No, that is not what I'm looking at. So in fees, I do not know what kind of, so in fact, the fees charge would be normally more than the distribution income I am getting.
Exactly.
So it is not going to be in your favor. And then every year we'll have that haggling for the fees, fixing it up, collecting it and all that. So why to do that? So and for an individual also, if he's paying fees, if he's a salaried employee, see, if it is inbuilt into the portfolio, his taxes would reduce to that extent, to the fees. Whereas if he's paying you fees separately, he's not getting any exemption for that, for a salaried person, I'm saying. So it's a very simple, this thing. I mean, I'm not for or against anything. If I can make money in RIA model charging fees, I will be happy to do that. But what I have seen as an experience, everybody who has started that model are actually struggling. And finally, they have gone to something like, a fixed fees of 15,000 or so, which really, okay, if you get some 2,000, 3,000 clients like that, like some people have done in Bombay and all, fine. But otherwise, I think it will be a very slow climb. And you are actually, cutting down your income. So that I would say you should use both the models if you want to use to your advantage. But primarily, the money should be in the distribution model. If you want a annuity kind of income, without any problem, money keeps coming to you. I hope that answers.
Yeah, I hope, Rahul, you got your answers. But yes, I completely am with Ajay ji, because I have seen many people who had chosen the the RIA model and switched back to distribution model, saying that clients just don't pay, but they're willing to they're okay with me as long as I assist them in their wealth creation, being a distributor. So this is definitely my experience as well. So I think that answers you.
I'll add one thing here. It's not, don't see. So when I talk about, I have thousands, client families, maybe around 150 or 170 of them I am not in touch with now. I don't even know where they are. I mean, some of them who started with us, some 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees with us and all, and I'm not in touch with them. I am in fact trying to contact them, not able to contact. So what happens is, charging a fees means all these clients are going to lose. Nobody is going to, see, we were like recently talking to an old age home. Somebody was just trying to build up an old age home here for people from UK, US and all that. A care center, they call it actually. So their parents and all, they were, scared to leave them alone here. But what happens is the experience of all these homes are these people who are supposed to be wealthy, working in US and all that. They pay for some time, then the payment stops. The parents are left here. Suddenly the remittances stop. Then these guys can't throw them out also. The old people and that is an experience. So just imagine for their parents, they are not paying. How can a fee only advisor keep charging money? So it will not be a easy game here for, charging fees for a long time.
Absolutely. Right. Good. Okay. So there is an anonymous question as well, which I'll take it up. It says, I have few clients whom I have started investment in. They're from rural background. So, and most of them are starting with small mutual funds, and I need to help them. Their friend circle also want to invest, but how often should I review their portfolios, because the investment sizes are very small? Should I really go and do that? This is an anonymous question, so I don't know who's asking this. I guess it is Muhammad Aslam, because there was a follow-up pointer saying that please ask my question. So I'm hoping it was this. Okay.
So yeah, so anonymous, definitely I appreciate that you really want to help people. That is great. I definitely am not that good a person, I can say. I normally shy away from small SIPs. But yes, no harm in doing it. So everything cannot be calculated in money terms. And everybody is different, but you cannot afford to spend time on such small clients. You can just take the SIPs, just tell them what is the advantage of, the equity and mutual fund, the power of staying long and all that. And then create the SIP and then just leave it. And then if any redemption is required at a later date or any additional SIP, that's it. You can't do a portfolio review for small portfolios. It will not add value to you or to him also. That is my take on it.
Sure, I think that's good. Okay, so there was one more thing, which is another acknowledgement, two acknowledgements which have come in. One from Palaparthi Venkatrao. He's saying that he was, I think I missed that question. He was again saying that, it's a great journey. And there was one more from, okay, too many questions flowing in. I'm still looking around for that. Okay, Ravi Kiran, who was saying that your journey is great, inspiring. Thank you very much for that motivational tips. Then Palaparthi Venkatrao was talking about your analogy with the marathon. And so there is another anonymous question which says this: I've acquired 10 clients already, but somehow I'm stuck. After reaching that, I'm not able to expand my client base after 10. So what any suggestions for him or her?
Is it also anonymous? Okay.
Yeah, it's an anonymous question there. So
10 client is not even a business created. You're not even started your journey, actually, I should say. So you have to definitely grow, because you need to have. So I think even the AMFI self-declaration earlier, I don't know, now it doesn't have, but earlier it used to have, you are having 25 clients or 25 individual PANs you are, to get your brokerages. See, that is a minimum requirement as per the regulation itself. And you have to scale up. These 10 people itself, so I do not know what you do, but if you just keep contacting them, if you just go to their office, when you go to their office, around this one person, you will meet, 2-3 people or his relatives or something. So that 10 has to start multiplying at a very quick rate. See, most important thing is to devote time, and our time is not like a hard work or laborer or somebody is doing. As I said, just have to visit them. So wherever they are, just hang out with these 10. If you have, just hang out with these 10 people separately. So this guy, you go and spend 1 hour in a day. So whoever comes to his office and all, just, he'll be forced to introduce, exchange your card and all. Sir, we are already doing for him. I'll come and explain you also. I mean, that is one thing. And also start exploring your circle. So many of the people actually are either hesitant. So I have seen a lot of people who, go long distance to get SIP of 5,000 rupees, or even go to a different city as such. I've never done that in my life. So apart from the initial part, yes, I used to go around running around everywhere, like 15, 20, 30 kilometers and all. See, in your building itself, you will get 10 clients. I don't know whichever part of city you are living in. Your building, your next door neighbor, your opposite. I mean, that is enough for 10 clients. Why should you, look at your wife's side? So basically, you have to create a basic Excel sheet with different channels that you can approach. As I was just telling in the starting, so you start with your school friends, then separate column your college friends. You just name everybody, just write in an Excel sheet on that column, just write all the names you can think of. Whether because don't color them, don't think, oh, this guy will not invest or anything. Just write down all the names, all the college guys, then all your whichever parts you have lived in. Suppose you have lived in X place, then Y place, then Z place. So all the nearby neighbors of all these places. Then all your, say if you are married, then your spouse's family, then your own family, your sibling, where they are working, their friends. But they come and all, definitely they'll also talk to you sometimes here and there, or if you go to their marriage and all that. You will create, some 15, 20 verticals, which you can actually, and each will have 10, 15, 20 names. You have ample raw material to work with. And then you have to just create, as I said, you create an IAP, invite them. If you can't approach them directly for business, you say, we are conducting an IAP, Nilesha is coming and talking, or Shankar Naren is talking, or somebody is talking, or Veldika, some people are talking about this. Let them come to the, so your job is 90% done by these people. They will come and talk, they will sell the equity, the India growth story, the next decade is doing this, everything is done by them. And then you just have to, again, just, contact them, they will come to you. But you have to be active. 10 is not a number. And I mean, that's not acceptable.
Right. Yeah, so just a start probably, and in a long way to go, and it's a wonderful journey out there. We are short of time. We've already crossed 12. I would not want to delay you, Ajay, beyond this, but I'll take two good questions and two important ones from the list. One, I think this was coming in from Ashwini Kumar. He was asking that there's so many regulatory changes that's happening. Are you disturbed with those regulatory changes that's happening out there?
I least bother about the regulators. So see, okay. So again, it's all personal trait or whatever you can say, but somehow I have never been bothered about anything happening outside, negatives or positives or anything. Really, it doesn't. I mean, so I'm also the president of the local association here. So in fact, last month, 16th November, we went to Amphi office. We met the director there, and so 3 of us had gone there. But typically, so a lot of people actually, start giving us, being a president of the association, no, this is happening, that is happening, this problem, that problem. So I just keep them at bay. I said, I'm not here to, I'm not a class monitor or something to take your complaints and go and, they are doing their work. We have to do our work. And I mean, that's it. I mean, you don't have to worry about, yes, I go through all the circulars and all. I'm not saying I'm not aware of what is happening and all, but yes, see, they are doing in the interest of the investors. Every step that SEBI is taking is to empower or make the life of the investors better. And we are distributor, but we are also investors. So it's going to help us. And there'll be different characters in it. See, some will come in little harsh, or somebody will be a little this thing. I mean, you should never bother about that. So you're going on your roads, there are potholes, so you can keep cribbing about them, or there's a rain or something, or just enjoy it. I mean, it's your choice. I'm the lateral type. I just enjoy all situations, and that has always been my, I mean, attitude or what. So a lot of people keep saying, why do you keep smiling all the time? I'm like that only. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. Good. Thank you for that answer. One last question. This is from my end. So what are the 3 mantras that you feel, should, for people in our profession should have for our life or for our business?
Yes. So I'm very passionate, and in fact, I thank Wealthy for giving me this opportunity. But so I'm also part of a lot of entrepreneur groups here, and not also the president of the Independent Financial Professionals Association. We tell everybody to look at this as a business. It is exactly like how you start a business. So we started a restaurant or something. We had to invest, say, 20 lakh rupees. You need to invest, and whatever you earn. So a lot of us. So if my receipt, or not an earning, I would say if I receive as brokerage, say 1 crore rupees that is not entirely my income. That is actually the top line. How in a business you have the sales, that is actually the sales number. And then you have to have your expenses and all that, and then arrive after the expenses is your income. But most of the people who are, insurance agents or mutual fund distributors or FD distributors, they think whatever commission we receive, that the entire thing is our income. It should not be like that. You have to, if you want to grow your business, you have to employ people. You have to, so like I was saying, 100 people are here. Each 100% should employ at least one person under him for sales. So you are giving employment to people. So why I'm saying this is, I started in 2001. Any other business, when I'm talking about any other business, like, in fact, when I started, I remember Hot Chips is one fast food center which started. Vasanta Bhavan also is another fast food center which started when I started. Hot Chips has got some 700 employees now. I am having only 7 employees. So any business which starts, typical entrepreneur who's starting some manufacturing unit, some industrial shed, whatever, in 20 years, if he survives, that is one thing. And if he's growing, he would have moved from 2-3 staff to at least 100 staff. But whereas we remain, complacent, yes, we say, okay, we've grown from to 100 crores, good enough. That is not good enough, actually. The potential, so like what Wealthy is doing, that is a business. And we should also start looking at this, the first step is to have an office, which is a must. However difficult your times might be, or whatever it is, if you want to make it big, if you want to spend that 7-8 hours a day into your business, you cannot do it from your house. And that, see, it doesn't cost you much. You can have, in fact, I think Savanji can help. Wherever you have distributors, 5-6 of them can come together and share and take an office and put a Wealthy board. The board will attract people. And when you are with like-minded people, all of you will be talking business. The kind of growth that all the 5-6 of you will have is totally different from you working separately. Because you keep learning from each other. You keep pushing and motivating each other. Or if you can afford your own office, yes. Or another thing is to have an office with a kind of a, what do you say, complementing business, like chartered accountant, for example. So a chartered accountant normally takes an independent house or something like that. You ask him for one corner, or one table chair, or one, what do you call, workstation, or a room or something. You pay him 5,000, 7,000 rupees or something. The advantage for him is your clients will become his clients. So if you are going to build a 400, 500 clients or something, so you are paying for your chair, but he will also get some clients. And also, if any of his clients wants investment or something, yes, it's helping each other, but the advantage is having an office. So when I started, of course, I didn't have an office. When I started as a life insurance advisor in Kotak, before the staffs used to come in, I used to be in their office. So morning 9:30, I'll be there. So many of the, the vice president and all, they said, what is this guy is an agent, he's coming and your managers are coming slowly. So I used to be there at morning 9:30 and then I'll go and meet some clients and all that. Again, I will try to come in at 6:30 or so back somebody's office here. Like, but that is, that will make a lot of difference. That will ensure that you spend 7 to 8 hours into your business, which most of the people who work from home will not be able to do. Second thing is, of course, to have a plan. As I was talking, yes, so you should have your business plan. It should not be an Excel sheet. It should be an actual business plan. Excel sheet is first for saying, okay, how much I am going to do. I am going to reach 5 crores by this time, 7 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores. And then the most important thing is, how will you reach that? So that action plan should be very clear. How many IAPs you will do, or how will you reach out to clients? The activities and all should be pre-decided. How much you'll spend on marketing or social media or something. Those budgeting should be done. It should not be an ad hoc, okay, I just do it at all. And the best part is, of course, Wealthy is there to support. So when we started, we didn't have such options. We started on our own. But if you have some, all your operational part, everything, compliance, everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about all those things. All you need to do is just keep meeting clients, do some sessions, groups, and companies also. You go, I want to, present to. In fact, we also have this. I have a separate person for that who keeps going to companies and asks for a presentation. In fact, I have given, I think, maybe around 14 or 15 presentations this year, and we have not got any business out of any of them. But that process will continue, whether we get business or not. This guy keeps on going to companies. So when we go to the company, we say, okay, we want this level of people, but they send us lower level or what, the younger level and all that. That is fine. But we are doing that. At some point of time, they will become our clients. They were already acknowledged us as an expert in this field. And that's how it is. And so work every day, which is important, no holidays or anything, at least 5 days, 7 hours a day or 8 hours a day, that should be learn every day. Whenever you get an opportunity, lot of programs, lot of YouTube videos, everything, you have to keep updating it. Our field is such that we have to be updated always. And there is no other option on that. And that is, and have a positive attitude. Don't go around anybody who's negative. I hate that somebody calls, oh, I just had COVID, now I'm not able to get up, not this and all that. Just cut the phone and talk to positive people. Be surrounded with positive people. Life would be great.
Great. Great. Thanks for that lovely, amazing tips. And thank you for your time. We've overshot. We've almost like 12:20. I don't want to keep our audience waiting. And thank you for your patience and time with us. And lovely to have you here. And thank you for motivating so many of them. I'm sure it was a very enriching session, like what I found it to be. I mean, I'm just sharing some of my key takeaways. But before that, somebody in the, from the audience had mentioned the 3 mantras that answered for me, even before you started off: meet people, meet people, meet people. I think that means a lot out there. But yes, beyond that, I've just got a quick summarization of whatever my learnings was. Typically have a goal and let it not be an Excel sheet goal, but it will be a realistic goal. I love the analogy of you giving the walking exercise. You begin with Sunday and then you cover up the first day as much more that you can. I think it is very relevant for everybody who's in sales, be it our internal guys or be the partners, for everyone out there. And then keep breaking that goal into a weekly goal and keep working towards that particular goal across. So that's something. And the other fact which you shared with us is a lovely experience of saying that, use insurance to catapult your business. Begin with that and then slowly start building your trail income over there. Push yourself more to do more, don't stop at smaller tickets, and have patience with your clients, keep working with them. and sometimes they come back slowly, but then keep reaching out, keep on engaging with them, create WhatsApp or any other formats of messaging so that they are out there with you, and when they need you, they'll always come back and keep engaging. That's something which you shared. The last on the key takeaways which you've also mentioned was something which is lovely. Employ people, create employment for others too. At the same time, make sure that you have support around the employment, whoever is coming to you, and also have a designated workplace to begin with, where if you have an office space, or you can also have a co-working space between complementary businesses, which also creates synergies to start your business out there. And the most lovely statement that you made is, every day is a holiday, every day is a working day. Keep working with a positive attitude, never lose that positive attitude. I think that's something great learnings for me as well as our partners out there from this session. Thank you very much for your time, and I have left out almost closer to 32 odd questions out there. My apologies, we couldn't take up that, but I'm sure my team members will reach out to you with those questions wherever Rajmus we can answer, and maybe we'll get probably responses from Ajay and pass it on to you as well if it works out. Thank you very much. Over to you, Vignesh.